08118421866 ìdíje yìí máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ kọkàndínlógún oṣù keje July 19 tí fọ́ọ̀mù gbígbà sì máa wá sí òpin ní ogúnjọ́ oṣù kẹfà ìyẹn July 20th. ẹ má jẹ́ kí àǹfààní yóò fò yín rú o toró tún máa láòdù gan máa jànà kọ́kọ́rọ́ stadium ò lè sílé epo aláwàláì.
Oluyole City, Ibadan, Atide. Check us out on 100.5 FM.
When you wake up every morning to face a bright new day, what comes to your mind first?
A great day, positive moments, of course, great music, less traffic, a relaxed atmosphere. Let me think. Happiness. Wonderful happenings.
Hell yeah.
Well, we've got all that and more right here on your number one family radio.
All day.
Inspiration 100.5 FM. Ibadan.
May it be an evening star.
Nelson Mandela, 1918 to 2013, was a South African political activist who spent over 20 years in prison for his opposition to the apartheid regime. He was later released in 1990 and in 1994 was later elected the first leader of a democratic South Africa. He was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for his work in helping to end racial segregation in South Africa. He is considered the father of democratic South Africa and widely admired for his ability to bring together a nation previously divided by apartheid. Nelson Mandela, more than just a political leader. Inspiration 100.5 FM, more than just a radio station.
Yeah. Family radio, something for everybody. Keep you grooving on from the dawn into the dusk, yeah. 100.5 education, information, entertainment, news and sport at its best. You know what we talking about. It's the radio for everybody. Inspiration 105 Family radio, something for everybody. 100.5, yeah. Inspiration FM. Inspiration 100.5.
Good morning. This morning, I'd like to welcome you to Pay-Per-View on Inspiration 100.5 FM. It's your number one family radio. I am JADESOLA AJIBOLA, and I'll be hosting you from now till 9 a.m., so stay tuned. All right, this morning, we'll be looking at the newspaper headlines. Of course, the story that made the headlines, we'll be looking at all of them this morning. And of course, I'd like to begin with the Punch newspaper with that story saying Sudan conflict government seeks Egypt's support to rescue 5,500 Nigerians by road. Wow. Federal government wants as Nigerian students pay $100 for dangerous road. We are waiting for Sudanese government to provide safe corridor for evacuation. That's according to the minister. All right, our stories there. You can grab a copy to read on page 2. All right, moving to other story there. Tinubu may return today to meet APC and WC. 2 children, 5 others burned to death in Lagos Ibadan highway crash. Their souls rest in peace. All right, Lagos State government blames developer as another 3-story building collapses. That's also there. Nigeria indebtedness to World Bank now 6 trillion naira. All right, moving on. NLNG train 7 reps summon Dewu 7 p.m. over workers' petition. Police launch manhunt for fleeing Damawa wreck. The story is also there. All right, Vanguard newspaper this morning. Over 30 taxes choke industries in Nigeria. That story is there with a rider. Okay, no, some riders. 17 bills on more levies pending in National Assembly. Taxes above global average of 23.7%. SME lose 9% of yearly income. Stakeholders chat way forward, I beg your pardon. That's the story there. All right, moving on to other stories. The FG failed woefully on security. That's also there this morning. Nationwide blackout looms as generation falls below 400 megawatts. All right, APC dissolves Presidential Campaign Council, 52 trillion naira. SWP fund articles aid Kiyamo blacker over asset declaration. All right, that's another story that you can grab a copy to read further. All right, I go to another newspaper this morning. You have the Guardian newspaper. I have the Guardian newspaper this morning. And what do I have on the Guardian newspaper? Of course, this morning. All right, rising poverty, cost dumping, eSIM adoption, impact on Nigeria's card production. All right, that's there on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper of this morning. Ayetoro Ondo community slipping into Atlantic Ocean. Wow. It is well. All right, Sudan, federal government negotiates safe exit for stranded Nigerians. That's also there. How unregulated estate agency firms engage in multi-millionaire scam. Another Lagos building collapse 24 hours after someone visits to Banana Island site. Matawale reinstate Emir suspended to ban the kingpin. All right, that story is also there. All right, let's move to other story this morning on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Nigerian students lament ordeal in crisis turns Sudan. All right, other stories there. Police begin probe of suspended Adamawa wreck. Our expectations from Tinubu by Niger Delta leaders. Nnamani ask Obi to discontinue petition. Another story building collapse in Lagos. All right, to all the stories there. FG begins evacuation of stranded Nigerians tomorrow. All right, 5,500 waiting for government action. Students move to Ethiopia, cry for rescue. Airline bypass airspace. That story is there. You can read the Daily Trust. Hunger, sickness hits Niger IDP's camp. The story is also there. Man killed trying to settle quarrel over urinating point. I wanted to be sure it was actually urinating. All right, I'll follow Yaradua's step to actualize Christina People's mandate. That's according to RADA. All right, moving to all the stories there. Tinubu returns today amid National Assembly leadership contest. As Buhari tenure ends, auto policy remains elusive. That's also there this morning. All right, Matawale restates Emir suspended for banning bandits leader. Let's move on from there. All right, of course, those are some of the stories that made the headline this morning. Just that I couldn't get through to find Nigerian Tribune. You know, I'm a lover of Nigerian Tribune. And of course, I always take stories from there. All right, so Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. What do we have there? All right. I'll be taking stories as well from the Nigerian Tribune of this morning. What do we have on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune? Okay, of course, there are stories around that Tinubu returns to Nigeria Monday. That's according to Faleke. Kiyamo published report on 52 billion Naira special work program for 774 local government Articles 8 Task Senate. Panic as another 5-story building collapse in GRA Apapa. Okay, that story is equally there. I'll relocate to Nigeria. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, let me also take this. It's a responsibility to rescue stranded Nigerians in Sudan, Obi tells federal government. All right, man stabs a neighbor to death over parking space in Lagos estate. Can you imagine? All right, so we'll be taking the stories as they come. Of course, we'll take them. But of course, joining me for analysis this morning is Femi Babalola. Femi Babalola will be joining me. Femi Babalola is a journalist and a public affairs analyst. He will be joining me right away on the program. Stick with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It's still pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. All right, let me begin by taking, of course, some of the stories, of course, that made the headline. Okay, I'll begin with that story on Sudan conflict. Government seeks Egypt's support to rescue 5,500 Nigerians by road. All right, I have the story. The federal government is making preparations to evacuate about 5,500 stranded Nigerians out of Sudan through the Egyptian town of Lukora. The Punch gathered on Sunday. It was gathered that the federal government was seeking Egypt's support so that the stranded Nigerians could be moved to Lukora. The director of special duties of the National Emergency Management Agency, who doubles as the chairman of NEMA's committee for the evacuation of the stranded Nigerians from Sudan, Dr. Unimode Bandele, said that the federal government was meeting with government officials in Egypt on how to move Nigerians out of Sudan through Egypt. Bandele said that this as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, in an interview with Channels Television on Sunday, said that government had concluded arrangements to evacuate 5,500 Nigerians in Sudan by road. According to him, Nigerians, for security reasons, will get authorization from the Sudanese government before the evacuation. The conflict between the Sudanese forces and the paramilitary group Rapid Support Force has claimed over 400 lives, with thousands of others injured and millions displaced. The clash broke out between erstwhile allies General Abdel Al-Burna, who heads the Sudanese Armed Forces, an RSF paramilitary group led by General Mohammed Dagalo. Several ceasefire had seemingly been agreed upon by both sides were ignored, including a 3-day pause to mark the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Fitr, which started on Friday. The federal government had on Friday explained that the tense situation in Sudan was making it difficult for stranded Nigerian citizens to be evacuated from the country. The chairman, chief executive of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Bike Dabiri Iriwa, has said though the Nigerian mission in Sudan and NEMA had put in place arrangements to evacuate the citizen, it was impossible for any flight during this period of war as all airports and land borders in Sudan were closed. However, giving an update on the rescue plan on Sunday, Bandele has stated, let us, and I quote, let us make it clear that the situation in Sudan is an internal conflict. It is not Sudan versus another country. It is two factions against themselves. However, we are in touch with our ambassador in Sudan, and in fact, I spoke to him about 2 hours ago. The situation does not allow anybody go in and pick any of their citizens. It may interest you to know the government in Qatar and France tried to move some of their citizens yesterday, Saturday, and they were attacked. So they have to beat a retreat. That's the story there. However, NEMA DG said, as I speak to you, the Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Ahmed, is already in Cairo, and some 30 minutes ago, he had a meeting with Ambassador Noura Rimi, the Nigerian ambassador to Egypt. The measure being explored by the federal government, Bandele, said though there was a window of moving Nigerians through Addis Ababa, the current option on ground was to see how Egypt could help bring out some Nigerians in Sudan first. He noted the Nigerian government is exploring a diplomatic pact with Egypt to see if Egypt can help us make arrangements to get into Sudan and move our people to safety as a town called Lukur in Egypt. All right, that's another story there. Let me pick more stories. All right, man stabs neighbor to death over parking space in Lagos. The Nigerian Police Lagos State Command have commenced investigation into the death of a 33-year-old man identified as Pablo, who was allegedly stabbed to death by one of his neighbors in the Badore area of Ajah, Lagos State. Pablo was reportedly killed during an argument over a parking space along Badamosi Street, Unity Estate, Badore, Ajah. The deceased man and his alleged killer, a 41-year-old Tolulope Olowu, I beg your pardon, were until the incident neighbors and residents of the estate. Benjamin Haidere, Lagos State Police Command spokesperson, who confirmed the incident, stated that the suspect had been arrested. He said, and I quote, on 3rd of April, year 2023, 23rd of April, year 2023, at about 2 o'clock, a resident of First Unity Estate, Baduri Aja, reported at Langbasa Division on the 22nd April 2023 at about 10 o'clock on one Pablo, surname withheld, age 33, and one Tolulope Olowu, male, age 41, both of Badamosi Street, Unity Estate, Badore, had a misunderstanding over parking of a vehicle on the street. In the process, the latter stabbed the former with a knife in the stomach, and he died on the spot, he said. Based on the report, a team of detectives visited the photographed the scene. Corpse evacuated and deposited at IDH morgue in Yaba for autopsy. Indere added that meanwhile the suspect had been arrested and exhibits recovery investigation in progress. That story is also on the Punch newspaper. All right, I'd like to, of course, engage with Mr. Femi Babalola this morning on the program. All right, I'll be taking him right away. Okay, I'm trying to connect with him. Okay, all right, so we're going to be connecting with Mr. Femi Babalola. Like I said, Femi Babalola is a Nigerian journalist, a public affairs analyst, and of course a social commentator. So Femi Wala will be joining us right away. All right, of course, I also have the story. Kiama published report on 52 billion special work program for local government, says 774 local government. Femi Wala on the line. Good morning, Femi Wala.
Good morning.
Good,
to Nigeria.
Good to have you on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, so quickly, let's quickly start with the story of Nigerian students stranded in Sudan, and I have a total of 5,500 Nigerians that the federal government is planning to transport by road from Sudan to Egypt for safety. Okay, where you?
Let me just react in this manner.
Okay.
That what are the reasons why our people left the Nigeria to Sudan?
Some of them went to study. Some of them went on study. Some went to study. That's why they're in Sudan.
Yeah, it's not because of the fact that they were looking for the greener pasture. And that is the one reason they left the shore of Nigeria. But what we are saying is, now that there is a problem in Sudan, Nigeria's government has the onus of responsibility to look for a way in which all of the people that are there, whether they are duly registered or not, are to return into the nation. There is a war, and there is imminent danger for any individual who is not the aborigine of Sudan. And we know what law is all about when it comes to the international war. And that is the more reason
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
And that is the more.
Okay. So, but as it is at the moment, there are reports that no country could evacuate their citizens, and thereby making it quite difficult to do this. That it's been very difficult to move Nigerians out of Sudan.
Well, Nigerian government should look for a way to bring their wars into the nation. There must be efficient and effective position on how they are going to come into the nation. What happened there has happened. I think what next the federal government is supposed to do is to look for a way, apart from bringing them, to look for a way in order to restore the matter. Nigeria has been playing a very dominant role in Africa. We should not forget in aid that Africa has been the centerpiece of Nigerian foreign policy. And that is the more reason that our centerpiece is solely on Africa. Therefore, we have to look for a way to down the tension, not only to evacuate our indigenous, but also to down the tension in Sudan, because it will have a very thorough effect on the nation.
All right. Of course, we all know that Sudan lies at the crossroad of sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East, bordering the Red Sea. It shares its border with 7 countries: Libya, Egypt, Chad, the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Eritrea. All right, that's about where Sudan is. It's within the African continent. And so if we have some Nigerians going to study within Africa, then it means that we need to check our country properly. Okay, that takes me to another story, very important story that we all need to look at. Nigeria's indebtedness to World Bank now 6 trillion naira. Nigeria's borrowing from the World Bank has risen by 121.46% under the regime of President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired. Findings by the Punch newspaper have shown. The Punch learned that the total debt owed by the World Bank Group by Nigeria rose by $7.64 billion. Using the exchange rate of the Central Bank of Nigeria, it's exactly 3.52 trillion naira, which was 460.53%, naira per dollar as of April 23, 2023, in 7 years. Specifically, the country's indebtedness to the Washington, D.C. United States lender rose from $6.29 billion, of course, as of December 2015, and to $13.93 billion as of December 2022, according to data from External Debt Stock Report by the Debt Management Office. The International Development Association and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which came up with the World Bank had over the years advanced loan to Nigeria. The IBRD lends to government of middle income and credit-worthy low-income countries, while the IDA provides concessionary loan called credit and grant to government of the poorest countries. The data show that in 2016, Nigeria had a debt of $6.29 billion from IDA and $33.57 million from IBRD. But by 2022, the borrowing through IDA was $13.45 billion, while the one from IBRD was $487.03 million. That's the level of our debt. Femba Balola, if you have 6 trillion naira debts, I don't know, what's the worth of Nigeria actually?
Well, the statistics, I do not listen to it very well, but what I know is that if all the amount of money you have said now are meant for a productive economy in the nation, I want to believe that we are not going to find ourselves where we find ourselves now. If all the money that we talk about is on infrastructure, Nigeria will not still be lagging behind in some areas where we lag behind. Let me say this, that no nation in the world, no nation, including America, that has not been borrowing. It has been part and parcel of different nations that they should be borrowing. But the point is that when we borrow money in Nigeria, when we borrow from international world, what are the things that we are using that money for? If we are putting such a money on the productive sector, I want to believe that the number of unemployed graduates will not be as much as we have it now. If we are putting such a money on things that we know are very, very productive, we won't find ourselves in this economy doldrum. It shows that Nigerian government are borrowing money without making use of it as it is expected. So to say, I want to say that the present administration, they lag behind. They have deliberately thrown Nigeria into the mess in which we find ourselves. We are expecting that the next individual that is coming, the next administration, is going to do better than what this present administration has done. But to me, Nigerian government has not been so prudent when it comes to borrowing and spending.
All right, that's about it. All right, let's go on this break. We need to take some commercials. When we come back, of course, we'll take some of those more stories. We also have the story of another building collapse in Lagos, and of course, asset declaration saga between Atiku's aide and Kiamo. We'll be right back. Stick with us. Don't go away.
Oluyole City, Ibadan. Today, check us out on 100.5 FM.
Hey, John, abeg, sharply help me transfer 2K to this account.
It's urgent.
John, now one for you. It's not your fault. If only my app will stop falling in my hand.
You know you don't need to worry about failed transactions with Pay Attitude app and *569#. It's your sure way to enjoy successful transactions.
What is Pay Attitude app and *569#?
Pay Attitude app and *569# are the sure app and USSD code that allow you to send and receive money without any problems. You can also link all your accounts from your different banks, send and receive money from a single app or USSD code. You can use your phone number to pay online or merchants POS and withdraw cash from ATMs or agents' locations. To enjoy, just dial *569# or download the Pay Attitude app to get started.
Pay Attitude. What's your phone number?
This April is already looking dry. True? Dry how? I think you need some inspiration. Just tune into Inspiration 100.5 FM. The best part is that you would not only be entertained, but you would also stand a chance to win giveaways at the end of the month. Really? Yes, it's giveaway time. Inspiration FM is about to make your April unforgettable with good giveaways to be won. To qualify for this giveaway, stay tuned to Inspiration 100.5 FM and actively participate on all our programs by calling the phone lines. The highest caller stands a chance to win giveaways at the end of the month. What are you waiting for? It's time to keep the phone lines buzzing.
100.5
#1 Family Radio.
Inspiration FM.
All right, welcome back. It's still pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. All right, I also have the story, like I talked about it earlier, the building collapse. And, Mr. Babala, are you there?
Yes, I'm still there.
Yes, another building collapse. Even over the weekend, we also had a building collapse in Ibadan, particularly Block 11, Songo Police Barracks. We had, of course, according to reports, no one was trapped, no life was lost, but we had property destroyed. They were trying to evacuate 3 cars, generating sets, and motorcycles from the rubbles. Okay, so what's your take about this building collapse of a thing? This one happened in Aja area of Lagos State. Of course, you recall that 24 hours before this incident was a particular building collapse, 5-story building collapse in GRA, Apapa, Lagos. Sorry, I meant Banana Island before this particular other one again. So this building collapse is becoming a day-to-day thing, and it's taking lives. What's your take?
I want to believe that Nigeria has structural engineers who, before anybody will build the house, they are going to approve it by the government, whether the local, whether the state or the federal government. Not only that, there must be a supervision on the part of the government. Now, I have said it on a platform like this, that there should be a task force who will be moving from one place to the other to be able to check whatever they are doing, whatever structure anybody is about to erect. You see, under the soil system, there are soils that could not take the kind of house that anybody or edifice that anybody desires to build. When they do the test of soil, from there they'll be able to know. It's a sorry state that such a thing happened in Banana Island. And I've been saying it that all this, the fact that we want to fill the ocean because we want to have more land, for me, it's a great mistake. I am suggesting, and I've suggested in so many platforms, that Lagos State could move a little bit towards Ogun State. They could buy land from that area. They could do whatever they say they could to make sure that they have enough land right from Ogun State. If you require acquiring, they could do that. But filling ocean in the name of we want to build a house is going to have a very inimical development in Lagos State. Come to Ibadan, the police station. I don't know any of our listeners that have been to the place where the police are staying, their barracks, is a nice one. Especially, some go, then you go to Iwo Road, where you see a place where they put the Nigerian police. One would be thinking that are they to do in this nation? Is there anything that government really asks for the police? It's a nice one. Go to that circle that we talk about. I have suggested that they should do it's not that they should renovate. Let them bring a bulldozer to bulldoze those houses and let new one be built for them. Only God could say, when was that building? When was it built? Only God could say. I don't even know the time. So whenever I am passing through that area, including different police stations, one would discover that, in fact, they don't treat the police, Nigerian police force, the way they're supposed to treat them. You give somebody a gun that you should be monitoring people, yet you have brought them so low to the extent that they could not even define their duties and whatever they are doing. So if we know that we cannot care for them, then maybe we should scrape Nigerian police force. Because the idea that we will be putting them in the house that we cannot even put our dog or our goat, to me, is so wrong. So in that case, I want to suggest to the federal government that there should be a thorough overhauling of the place where they have kept them, that they should be staying. All of the places that I've been to, including Sango, Iwo Road, and so many others, including even my state in Osun State, they are not habitable at all. So to me, let them reconstruct a new place where they are going to be staying. Let me say this, that another one is going to be, we are still going to find such a thing again in that Sango, because all the buildings they are dilapidated. They are so weak. They could come down at any time.
Well, it's not just about, just like you said, it's not just about that. It's about more investigation to be done. Of course, there are reports on the one in Ibadan. Let me take that one quickly. NEMA, 168 persons escaped death in Songo Police Barracks, Ibadan building collapse. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has confirmed that no Fewer than 168 residents and passers-by escaped death as a building collapsed inside Sango Police Barracks, Ibadan, on Saturday. This was disclosed by the zonal coordinator southwest of NEMA, Said Akiode, during on the assessment sports on Sunday. According to him, 2 cars, 3 motorcycles, 5 generating sets were damaged under the rubble, adding that the affected 2-story building marked blocks 11 and NPF OYS 193 were over 100 years old. Akiode assured that NEMA will conduct integrity tests on all the buildings in the barrack to ascertain the level of this depreciation and whether they are still habitable or not. Speaking further, the NEMA zonal coordinator stated that no life was lost during the incident. One of the residents of the barracks, a policeman, while speaking with our correspondent, narrated the incident, adding that the occupant of the collapsed building had been informed to vacate the building long time ago following an integrity test conducted. It was around 3 p.m. on Saturday. Many of us were inside and the children were playing outside. We started hearing some sound in the building. Some particles began to fall and the building eventually collapsed. No casualty was recorded at all. Nobody died, nobody was injured, but 2 cars, 3 motorcycles, and 5 generating sets were affected, he recalled. Continuing, he said the divisional police officer, DP of the division of this barracks, and the National Emergency Management Authority NEMA team were also here last night to take some pictures and make inquiries on the incident. It's so pathetic, Fembabalola, honestly, because I want to also use this opportunity to call on well-meaning Nigerians who have the resources, organizations, companies to support, a reconstruction of fresh buildings for the police. We can all come together to build a Nigeria of our own. Police officers are going through a lot. Many of them are suffering. Just that we can't see the challenges they're going through. We can only see the attitude on the outside. And of course, imagine me living in that kind of house. I mean, what would be my psyche when I come out and see a Nigerian enjoying and then we claim that they stop us and do stop and search. Go and see where they live. And you would imagine what, the reason sometimes behind the attitude on the outside. I think we need to have a rethink about the police and come together to give them some support.
I want to connect with you on one point that you have just raised, and that is the effect of corporate social responsibility. It might not even be the government alone. There are organizations that can build such an edifice for them. Look at what you have just said, that place has spanned 100 years. For goodness sake, imagine we living in such a house. So the point is, it should not be the responsibility of the federal government, the corporate organization, individuals that are well placed, who are swear built a very good edifice for them. As Barak, go to Nigeria Army Barak, you will discover that these houses are very, very strong and they are there. But that of the police is a nice one. So we should not leave it again for the federal government. All other people who are very much interested in the growth and the development of the nation, and they are well to do. Organizations, multinationals, they will as well help the federal government.
Well, we can only sympathize with the Nigerian police or your state command, and we hope that well-meaning Nigerians will rise to this occasion. Let's give some support. A bag of cement can do something. You can drop your own bag of cement there. They have not sent us, but we think that we should look into supporting one another to have a better Nigeria. Imagine giving them a fantastic, a beautiful, structures. They will come out happy, and the attitude on the road will also show that, the love that we have shared with them. A bag of cement can change the story. You can think of doing something for them at various police barracks across the state and the nation. Contribute your quota to the development of the Nigerian police today. This is an appeal to all Nigerians. A tipper of sand could do something. 100 blocks could do something. And the cost of these things are not too high. You can just, even if it's 10 blocks, it could do something. It could change the narrative. And I'm sure that if all of us as a country, as citizens, could come together to support the Nigerian police, we'll find a different Nigerian police out there. Because what it means is that we love one another and love can radiate amongst all of us. All right, Femi Babalola, I may just have to let you go now so I can engage the people at home. Femi Babalola, thank you very much for being part of the program this morning. It's great to have you here again.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'll open the phone lines right away, 0704-800-1005 or 090-6060-5719. Maybe just one thing I want to do today is to request some support for our brothers and sisters in the Nigerian police. This is one way we can show love to one another and to change what our Nigeria has always been to what we want it to be. Hello, good morning. I have a caller on the line.
Hello, good morning, my beautiful sister.
Good morning, Alaji. I'm sorry I did not reach out to you, but trust me, I'll do that today. I'll do that today.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, sir.
It's quite unfortunate. If you go to Army Barracks, see the structures there. Every year they repaint it, they refurbish it. What happens to the money being given to the police hierarchy? The Department of Works, what are they doing? You see, nobody they have not been accountable on a lot of things. Look at even the salary they say they are collecting now. After retirement, it will be pickers. Some of us who are PENCOM, we are suffering. The same thing with police and other paramilitary agencies. Now, they want to remove police. Do you know, even those the police, civil defense, all those they are guarding, they are the ones against them in the house. If you watch that proceeding, you will pity us in this country. When you can allow the SS, the Army, and other agencies to be free from this PENCOM, why not the police? Why not the other paramilitary? So what you discover is that they are enemies in the first instance, and Nigerians don't love them. I don't know why.
Alaji.
I'm sorry, but that is...
No, don't go yet, Alaji. I just want to say that a bag of cement from all of us can change the story.
You are right.
So I think what we can just do is give some support from wherever we are. Nobody's saying go drop some money. Just go there, drop a bag of cement on behalf of myself and my family. Because I'm also going to ensure I do same. That's one way to show love. Let's show love to them. And you see a different police officer.
You are right. I pity them. They protect our lives. But those who protect our lives must be, protected too. Look at, if we have lost lives there, you can't bring them back. Go to Yemetu Barak. Go to Iworu. It's everywhere.
Even in Yagoku.
Everywhere is bad. Why? Why the police?
I don't even know if the one at the LA Police Command is better off.
It's the same. Go to it. It's the same. Why are we? What is wrong with the hierarchy? Is money not released?
I think we should stop even talking about the hierarchy. I think we should just show some love and move on as a country.
I do appreciate it. But at the same time, let them work first. They will have to demand before you give. Because that is not the... Then, on the issue of this boys in Sudan, is because they refuse to make Nigeria welfare as priority. That is why children go there. If the education facilities here are enough, we will not go to...
Okay.
Now, how do you bring them back? They are not proactive. If their children are there, they will do the mission. It's unfortunate that we're in this place. And we continue to pile up debt. We are almost a healthy nation. China, we are only about $5.07 billion.
Okay.
Now, when will we pay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Please remember to drop your own support there at a Songo police station or any other barracks around you. All right, let's take more calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, John Olariwaju. How are you doing?
This is John Olariwaju.
Good to have you on the program. Let's go.
Thank you. My question is this. Even if we drop a bag of cement to any police station to build the building.
Police barracks.
Police barracks, sorry. They are giving their superior money to share to these police people. And they are not be sincere about the money given to them. How can you be sincere even if you drop this thing, if you do this thing? How can you be sure that they will be sincere? Look, they need to work on the sincerity of the money given to them by the federal government before we can have trust in them that whatever given to them. I'm telling you, people are helping the police. If you go to community, people build the police station as community places. But go and check that police station. Maybe after several years, you will not like it at all. Because of what? Because of maintenance. So that is the problem. Look at the one they built at Ojo here. Wait, after 5 years, go and check it. You will see what I'm talking about. So the point is this. Let the police himself, especially their superior, sit down and ready to use the police money given to them by federal government for the betterment of the police. That's what they want. Even the allowances, you look at, start from their uniform. They are buying their uniform themselves. And federal government allocated money for their uniform. Where are the money? Their superior receive the money. Let's start from sincerity of the police force. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, John Olanraja. I think when we also give some support, we should also hold them accountable for all the resources that has been allocated to them. I'll take more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Madam Jadesola, good morning.
Good morning, Biodo Fatiga.
Well done for being a police advocate this morning.
I'm not police advocate. I just think we should be our brother's keeper.
Yes. But like the last caller rightly said, to talk about the reality. Federal government allocates billions for these people every year. Where's the money? I don't want to bring up allegation again. You say it's an allegation. Those money are being looted. They don't get to the class level. The money they are collecting from us virtually every minute along the road. Where are those money going to? There is no insincerity among them. Even if I'm not, I wish I can. I don't want to say it on here, but me and you will talk later. Even if you give them 20, even if you give them 500 bags of cement, I'm 100% sure they will not use that cement.
That's an assumption. So why not let's do it and hold them accountable?
Yes. If the money that is coming from the federal government is not getting to them, how sure are you that they will use the cement to give to them?
So
we are in a country where corruption is like the DPO. Until we fix that corruption problem in this country, we can't move forward.
Okay.
And the corruption must be fought by law, by system, by structure.
Okay.
Now, the collapse building we have in Lagos too. How many has been brought to book? How many engineers that approved that building structure has been brought to book?
I have to let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll take more calls. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Okay, Prince Bumi Adefosi. Let's do this quickly.
Yes, ma. Oh, I could remember, ma. In 2012, during Jonathan's administration, he set billions of naira aside to rehabilitate some dilapidated buildings in Ikeja.
It was, and the police college.
Yes, ma. And very unfortunate that they siphoned that money, they embezzled it. When Jonathan now visited the place, he was surprised that nothing had been done in that place. See, Nigerian police are the problems of themselves. If you go to even here, LLE barracks here, after the football pitch there, you will see some dilapidated buildings there, and people are still living there. Imagine. I think corruption is the problem in our Nigerian police force. Corruption in that force is very high. That is why you see them. Do you know that our police force are the ones receiving their salary last among our security agencies we have in Nigeria.
Okay.
Very unfortunate. Good morning. That's my submission.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right. I'll take more calls, but let me go on this commercial break. I'll be right back. Stick with us. Don't go away. It's still pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM.
100.5.
Number one, Family Radio.
Inspiration FM.
Hey, John, abeg, sharply help me transfer 2K to this account.
It's urgent.
John, now one for you. It's not your fault. If only my app will stop falling my hand.
You know you don't need to worry about failed transactions with Pay Attitude app and star 569 hash. It's your sure way to enjoy successful transactions.
What is Pay Attitude app and star 569 hash?
Pay Attitude app and star 569 hash are the sure app and USSD code that allow you to send and receive money without any problems. You can also link all your accounts from your different banks, send and receive money from a single app or USSD code. You can use your phone number to pay online or merchants POS and withdraw cash from ATMs or agents' locations. To enjoy, just dial star 569 hash or download the Pay Attitude app to get started.
Pay Attitude. What's your phone number?
This April is already looking dry. Shoe? Dry how? I think you need some inspiration. Just tune into Inspiration 100.5 FM. The best part is that you would not only be entertained, but you would also stand a chance to win giveaways at the end of the month. Really? Yes, it's giveaway time. Inspiration FM is about to make your April unforgettable with good giveaways to be won. To qualify for this giveaway, stay tuned to Inspiration 100.5 FM and actively participate on all our programs by calling the phone lines. The highest caller stands a chance to win giveaways at the end of the month. What are you waiting for? It's time to keep the phone lines buzzing.
Oluyole City, Ibadan, Atide. Check us out on 100.5 FM.
All right, welcome back. It's still pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. I have messages on Facebook, but I'll take calls before I go to those messages. So if you're calling in now, I want to beg you, please. I plead with you, kindly go straight to the point. Thank you very much. All right, hello, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. This is Miriam.
Yes, this is Miriam. I'm calling from Odega.
All right, quickly, Miriam, let's do this.
Thank you. As regards building collapse, I think the event is getting out of hand. And it's high time owners of properties get careful on the land they acquire. Contractors should be careful of the materials they use, and government should also contribute their quotas. And as regards showing love to the police barracks or whatever, are they showing love to us? Are we not being harassed? See, to me, that is not the best thing to do, because they can even make meaningful use of the 15 naira, 100 naira they keep collecting from us on daily basis. There is no big deal in showing them love, but are they doing the same? That's my thing. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Nothing stops us from showing love as well. One good turn deserves another. All right, let's take more calls. I have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Madam Jadesola.
Good morning, Tolu from UI. Let's do this quickly.
Yeah, this is Tolu from UI.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I also share the same sentiment. The Nigerian police force are not being treated well at all. Because I had the opportunity to follow someone to this same Sango police barrack a few months ago when we went to engage their wives. See, I was covering my nose at a point because of the odor that was coming out.
Like, seriously?
Yes. See, it is the same corruption that is sitting deep into our system that is playing out here. Because the money allocated to this police force are being siphoned day in, day out by their superiors. Check all those big hotels and event centers. You will discover that many of them are being owned by these top rank officers and military personnel.
Okay,
and of course, what I want us to do is this, because I've never supported donating to them individually. But I suggest that we constitute a committee that will see to this project, because the level of corruption in police force is second to none in Nigeria. So at the end of the day, you will discover that we don't have monetary committee that will see to this project by themselves. Nothing will still come out of this. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tolu. I appreciate you for sharing my sentiments this morning. I'll take more calls. Hello, good morning. Your name and where are you calling from? Let's do this quickly. Good morning. Alaba. Hey, Alaba, good to hear your voice again this morning.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah.
I like your motion this morning.
But one thing is certain.
Yeah.
These people have yearly budget for maintaining their barracks.
They do have.
And we have issues again concerning that. Those that are living there are not taking good care of those buildings.
Yes.
So those things are just the way it is. And it's very unfortunate. You move a motion, if there is a pause that money will go, at the end of the day, they will use it for the purpose that is being mentioned. That's another thing of the show concerning Nigeria. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Alaba. Okay, I might just be able to take one more call. But before then, Agumbi Ade Sheriff, I can see you. Good morning. Ogbeni Odeyemi Omokure, thank you for joining us. Aderita Rashidat, I can see you. Adeboje Yusuf Oladimeji, good morning. Ojelade Joshua, thank you for joining us. Damola Omotosho, thank you very much. Sulaiman Sharif said, good morning, Madam Jadesola. Regarding Nigerian students who are stranded in Sudan, it's the responsibility of the federal government of today to be proactive, responsive, and accountable to us. The body language of the federal government is a sign of insensitivity when the children of the people in the corridor of powers were not there. May God rescue the common man. Thank you very much. All right, I'll take one more call, and I'd like you to be very fast about this. Hello, good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
MSB, Aboduri from Akwete.
Aboduri from Akwete.
I don't like the way you present the Nigerian police. People always, yes, people always present them as a whipping boy all the time. They are part of the government, and they are being budgeted for every year. So asking people to go and donate something, why? No, it's wrong.
Well, if you do not want to donate,
let the government do the needful.
Hello, sir. If you don't want to donate, let's not discourage others. You see, for me, it's about... No, I'm coming, sir. It's
they are not... Listen. They are not the whipping boy of this country.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
How many times have you heard people asking people to go and donate cement for army barracks?
Apart from army barracks, sir, have you thought about giving to people who don't also have? Do you know what they go through? Have you done your investigation?
The police, they have more than
enough
what they need.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. I appreciate you for calling, sir. Thank you very much. Well, since you know police have more than enough, well, some of us don't know, and we're only speaking based on the information we have. On this note, I want to call it a day, but while calling it a day, I want to thank everyone who's been part of the program. Please, if you can, give some support to the Nigerian police. Walk into the nearest police station, and police barracks close to you, and do donate something. You need to see the wives of fallen heroes, fallen police officers. They also need some help. Let's give. Giving, helps us to radiate love among us. And that's the message that I want to leave for all of us this morning, including myself. And I say enjoy the rest of the holiday. Today is still one more day off to resumption. Enjoy it and spend it well.
Nelson Mandela, 1918 to 2013, was a South African political activist who spent over 20 years in prison for his opposition to the apartheid regime. He was later released in 1990 and in 1994 was later elected the first leader of a democratic South Africa. He was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for his work in helping to end racial segregation in South Africa. He is considered the father of democratic South Africa and widely admired for his ability to bring together a nation previously divided by apartheid.